I never thought I'd have any chance to get real minutes here, and two of our starters got injured for the season. And my dad told me, "Hey, you're next man up off the bench," and played really well in my minutes, and I've been kind of a mainstay in the rotation ever since. Kind of being thrown in there because of injuries, I didn't get much time to think too much about it, and I played well and kind of made the most of it.
Hello, Sam. Welcome to the podcast. I know that your dad, of course, played in the NBA, coaches you. But let's start with your individual journey of how you started basketball and what it means to you.
I mean, with my dad being an NBA player, obviously basketball is a huge part of my life as long as I can remember. I honestly couldn't tell you when I got into it. I think we just had a mini hoop around ever since I was born because my older brother Jack, I don't know, he shot in a mini hoop. Probably when he was 3 is when he started, and that was always around. So as long as I can remember, basketball has been a part of my life. And yeah, it's been super awesome being able to play for my dad and help turn this program around a little bit. It was kind of in rough shape when we got here, and now we're doing much better. But yeah, it's been a fun journey.
And you also have a bunch of siblings. I know you also have a twin brother, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
And so kind of like take me through that dynamic of just having a dad that played at such a high level of basketball. He becomes your now college football or basketball coach. And you also have a twin brother involved. And I know all of you guys are kind of in athletics. So just kind of take me through that dynamic growing up of what it was like and what the household was like with everybody.
Yeah, we're very competitive people. I'd say me and my twin brother Charlie are probably the most competitive kids in the family. So especially with each other, I mean, we would get in fights all the time. Playing any sport together, I mean, I played every sport growing up, like football, soccer, baseball, golf. So we would compete in everything and basically every day. And I think it led to me being a better player just because it fueled our drive a little bit, just trying to beat each other. And he was a very good athlete too. So that was, I'd say, a perk of having a twin who was also, I mean, we have the same personality, same interests. So yeah, that definitely helped me growing up, I think. And an older brother, he played at Michigan State and UTA, and now he's coaching with the San Antonio Spurs. So he's been very helpful for me because he had already been through the walk-on to scholarship player path, and I mean, I went to him for a lot of advice when I was going through that kind of same thing, and that was obviously very helpful to me. And yeah, just being able to experience all these games, and my dad is coach. I didn't get to watch him play in the NBA because he had to retire when I was about 1 or 2, so I don't remember him playing. But uh, being a part of the journey of him becoming a college coach, the NBA coach, and now playing for him has been amazing, and there's been so many cool opportunities that have come from it.
And for you individually, how has the love of the game transferred into your own personal life? Like, what does it mean for you?
I mean, there's honestly, since getting to college, there's been more ups and downs with it, I would say. But I really fell in love with basketball when I got to college. Really started working harder, and um, I wanted to work hard. I don't think I put as much individual effort on basketball in high school, which was part of the reason I didn't have any scholarship offers or anything. I was just kind of playing the sport that I liked at the time and never really focused in on basketball, I'd say. And then when I came here, I really started focusing on it, fell in love with it, fell in love with improving. And I mean, that was a huge reason for my improvement and just becoming uh, like able to get to this level of talent and be able to play well in the Big Ten for this will be my 4th year in a row of it. But yeah, I mean, there's ups and downs with it for sure, though. You played tough games and you play bad, and the mental health of it all, people sometimes don't realize and get. You can still love the game and hate it at times, and I've had that. I try not to get too up or down based on my performance, but it can happen at times. But yeah, I want to keep playing after I'm done in college, and I really do have a ton of love for basketball as I always had.
Now just being such like a key part of your team and key player for everybody, like what role did like patience and perseverance and your mindset play? Like how did that um switch for you? Like what kind of was the mindset shift?
Yeah, so I originally came into college thinking I would just develop here, play against Big Ten players every day in practice, get better, and then transfer to a smaller school. That was really my only I never thought I'd have any chance to get real minutes here, and I got a lot better really fast, and I was like, "Okay, maybe I could play." And then my redshirt freshman year, 2 of our starters got injured for the season, and my dad told me, "Hey, you're next man up off the bench," and played really well in my minutes, and I've been kind of a mainstay in the rotation ever since, but it was, I didn't get a lot of time to shift my mindset per se because I knew I was ready and I had worked hard enough to play at that level. I didn't know if I'd ever get the opportunity, so, just kinda being thrown in there because of injuries, I didn't get much time to think too much about it, and I played well and kinda made the most of it.
Do you think that was kind of like your pivotal moment, I guess, in your college career with basketball?
Yeah,
Just being thrown
100%.
in at that game?
Yeah, because it was actually the next game, so we had one starter go down about a month before, and then we were playing at Penn State, and one of our other guys got hurt at the start of the game. I didn't play in that game, but on the plane ride back, my dad told me, "Hey, you're like, get ready. You got to play in this next game." Nervous for sure, but it was really exciting because I was finally getting the opportunity, and I didn't know what the role would look like. And I played really well. I had 6.6 rebounds that game, I think, and had the best plus minus on the team. And then the next game, I had like 15 points and never really looked back. But yeah, it was just I didn't have much time to think too much, and I think that did help for sure.
So, what kinda has it been like to play under your dad, with his experience? How has that dynamic what has been the joys? What has been the challenges? Take me through all of that.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest joy is just helping him win games. I mean, even as when I didn't play for him or when I was just a fan, and my twin brother can attest to this because he probably got more upset at losses than I did last year. But you want him to win so badly, and you're the biggest fan out of anyone. And just that redshirt year when I sat out, we only won 10 games that season. That was really hard to just watch and be a part of. And the most rewarding thing is being able to help him get the whole thing on the right track.
And what type of like perspective do you think that you have for the game of basketball compared to maybe somebody else that's not had the same shoes or perspective as you? Um, yeah, what does it kind of change for you?
I mean, I've been able to watch and see a lot of quality basketball in my life. I think that's one of the main things is I was watching Derrick Rose and Rajon Rondo up close every single night. Those are point guards that were some of my favorites growing up. And I got super lucky to be able to have my dad coach them and meet them and watch them right up close. And then obviously being able to watch and learn like at the kitchen table, for example, like I can go watch film with him there when other guys don't have the opportunity. My dad is known to be a bit of an offensive genius, so being able to pick his brain is definitely a new perspective or different perspective that most people get to have.
So what has been like your favorite memory that you've had with your dad, whether it be you watching him in a game, whether you be as an athlete on a team with him, like what is something that you're gonna take with you for the rest of your life to this point?
Yeah, I'd say definitely one of the coolest moments of my life was when we won the Big 12 tournament at Iowa State, and my dad was coaching there, and me and my brother, we went up the ladder with him and got to be up there on the ladder while he's cutting the nets down. So I just remember looking out and seeing all the fans there. It was just a super cool moment that I'll never forget. And as a player, I had a steal versus Maryland. This was in my freshman year when I just started playing. That kind of sealed the game. And in the locker room, sometimes my dad would like do a thing where he side bumps the guy who made a big play or something, and that's the only time he's done that with me. So that was a pretty cool moment for with him coaching me.
Is there anything specific that when you were growing up, like either your dad was coaching you again or personally, like a phrase or any piece of advice that was just so repetitive that it's like stapled in your brain and you're just like, yeah, my dad always said this to me and like you ran with it and you still go by it till this day.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say the thing mostly, it's not necessarily a phrase, but just to never be cocky when you're doing well. He's very, very humble. And I remember one time, I was probably third grade. It was one of the first threes I ever made in a game. And I threw up this sign. And after the game, he told me to never do that again. So when I'm on the court, unless I get really excited for a teammate or something, or just a yell, but I don't do any of the flashy celebrations. But yeah, I think the main thing is just to be humble. That's kind of what I've learned from him and will always take from him.
And where do you think that humbleness comes from? Do you think it comes from like your grandparents? Do you think that it came from something maybe you went through or even like just his time in the NBA and maybe adversity that he's gone through? Like why do you think that that's such a key lesson from your dad?
Yeah, I think he probably got a lot of it from my grandparents. They're humble people, and my great grandpa, his grandfather, played in the NBL, which was the NBA basically before the NBA, and also coached at Nebraska, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I think he probably learned it from them, and he was a pretty big deal in high school. He could have got a big head, like won Gatorade Player of the Year in football and basketball. He's one of like three people to ever do that. I think he just learned it at a young age and kinda always stayed with it. He's always in the spotlight and kinda wanted to be a good role model, and I think he got that from his parents, so
And I also saw, like, a photo on your Instagram of, like, it was a picture of you as a little kid with the Diamond Head trophy, and then
oh,
a
yeah.
photo of you now. So just take me through I wanna hear about the memory of you as a kid with that trophy and what it was like for you to hold it, like, for yourself as a basketball player. I wanna hear all about it.
Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. I remember how cool I thought it was. I got to take a picture with the trophy and post it on Instagram in, like, 5th grade. But that was the coolest thing ever. But when we were going back to play in the tournament, I was like, "We win, I gotta recreate this photo." And then being able to actually win it was super fun. Just like is in the same exact place, obviously. I remember being in the crowd, so much fun watching the team win that game, and I forgot about some of the things, like, they gave paddles to I think Berkay and, Bryce and Juwan all got paddles for, like, being on the all-tournament team, and forgot about those. I remember hearing back in the day, DeAndre Kane, who had got one for Iowa State, like, lost his paddle on the plane or something, but it was just cool kind of reliving those memories and just being a player myself is just something I never really pictured. So being able to recreate that is just super awesome.
So, are you going into your last season this year?
Yep. Yep.
Awesome.
Got one more.
And, what are you studying? I believe sports business, right?
Sports media.
Sports media.
Two major.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you thinking
Yeah.
about with that?
So I want to go play overseas as long as I can. Um, and then I think I want to get into like color commentary, like the Big Ten Network. I know does a really good job with I think there's an intern thing they do, and they have a lot of former players from the Big Ten on their on the network. So I'm hoping to maybe get into that. Or coaching is the other thing, but those go kind of hand in hand. So I could see both being in my future.
What's your mindset going into this season this year?
Just win as much as we can. I really do not want to leave this place without getting the first tournament win. That's been my goal ever since I got here was to get that. I mean, literally the only Power 5 team that hasn't had an NCAA tournament win. Having that monkey on your back makes it tough. It really does. But we've been so close. We made it as an 8 seed a couple years ago, and I really do think this team has a lot of potential. So I'm just trying to do anything I can to help our team win games. That's the goal.
What has been your favorite memories so far while playing at Nebraska?
I mean, for sure, beating number one Purdue at home. That was special. I mean, there was a court storm. I had like a 7-0 run late in the first half, and couldn't believe like, in my head, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is against the number 1 team in the country right now, like, this is something I never dreamed of," and then I remember seeing court storms, I think Northwestern had one against them earlier that year maybe, or maybe the year before, and I was like, "Gosh, I just wanna be a part of one of those, like, winning those games," and then we ended up getting 2 that season, but that Purdue game was just unbelievable. The environment at PBA was insane, and I played well that game, so that just added to it, but it is probably my number 1, I'd say.
What's your signature and your strength on the court?
Definitely just how hard I play, honestly, I think that's a skill, is playing hard, and, that's led to me becoming a really good defender, but I think just in general, it's playing harder than everyone else. I get loose balls like no no one else can, that's kind of my thing. Just getting us extra possessions and playing really good defense, I think that's been a strength of mine throughout college.
Oh, wow. And, what's something that you wish people knew about you beyond the court, beyond your dad being Coach Fred and all of the above?
Basketball might not be my best sport, I might be better at golf. Yeah, so I played in high school, we got 2nd at state, but yeah, I think golf is might be my favorite sport, which is probably surprising to some people.
No, probably not. I think a lot of men love golf
Yeah, that's true.
nowadays. I think it's just, like, the
Yeah,
number 1 sport in many people's lives.
yeah.
Hey, maybe that'll just be another career path that you take. You just take
Well, I'm
well,
thinking
you
about it. Gary Woodland, who won a major, was a college basketball player, so I'm like sometimes I'm like, "Gosh, I should just go pro," and then I played terrible, I'm like, "I have no chance."
eh Hey, it's possible, anything's possible. You just
Yeah.
ask, your twin brother to join you. Does he play golf?
Yeah, he's honestly probably better than me in at one point, the summer I came to play here, he was just golfing that whole summer, so I like to give him that, just to let him have something because 'cause I'm better than him at every other sport, but
It's
I'll let him have golf, we're probably about the same, and right now I'm better than him.
it sounds like you guys definitely were, like, competitive, like, very competitive growing up. But is it, like, all fun and games? Like, do you guys still have, like, a brotherly relationship at the end of the day?
It's not all fun and pleasure, there's definitely some times where, it's get into, like, real arguments and where it goes too far, but that doesn't happen as much anymore, it happened a lot when we were younger. There'd be some punches thrown, but now it's more I mean, we try not to be competitive because it's just gonna end in a fight or an argument, but, like, if we're playing golf and we're not playing against each other, we know what the other person is scoring and who's winning, so
What has been the most rewarding experience of just your position in general, playing at Nebraska, being a part of this program, going from redshirting to now being a key player? Out of all of everything that you've been through and what you've seen, what has been the most rewarding experience of it all?
yeah, as I said earlier, I think just the most rewarding thing is kinda turn the program around. I mean, that there was really a time where my dad was on the hot seat that year that I the first year I started playing, there was big talk about it, and I've been through that before. He got fired from the Bulls, but just being on the team, it really sucked, and then I started playing, and that's kinda really around the time where we turned it around and to where we are now. I mean, you got an extension and everything's going great. I think last year we didn't play as well as we knew we could, but, we got some good momentum, after winning the college basketball crown, so it's, uh it's been super rewarding just being able to make Nebraska a more respected basketball program.
So just knowing what it's like to watch your dad be a coach and build culture and want to, like, build a dynamic of a team, like, how has that kind of been, like, just watching it? Like, what can you kinda say about, like, your outlook, you know?
Yeah, yeah, so it's kind of funny because he was honestly one of the first coaches to really embrace the transfer portal. This is back when there was, like, a one-year sit-out rule back in, like, 2011, so this is well before all this stuff happened, but he really kinda made that a thing, and he was known for it, bringing in really good players in the transfer portal, and then he went to go coach in the NBA after doing really well, and didn't have, I mean, he did okay there, but didn't end the way he wanted it, and obviously got fired. And then came here and is just completely different. I think the sit out rule, I think, ended maybe his second year here, when I was still in high school, and it changed everything. I mean, people just leave so easily. They don't really even think about it too much, and it can be tough to build a culture that way. I think he kind of struggled with that at first, just trying to do it the same way with bringing in loads of transfers. But now anyone could, at that point, anyone could have done it. I think it was just different in trying to build a culture at that point.
Have you had any, like, weaknesses that you've kind of learned how to strengthen over the past few seasons or even this summer during your training?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that I always come back to with struggling with is just my confidence in my jump shot. I've always been a really good shooter growing up. I mean, that was what my dad was known for in the NBA, and I think at times I just get way too in my head with it, and that's still something I'm working on fixing. But I go to like a sports psychologist, and I just am figuring out ways to handle that. Just to not make myself play worse just because of my mind. Like I am a great shooter, and sometimes I just can't make shots because I don't think I'm gonna make them, and I've had to deal with that. My redshirt sophomore, I didn't shoot well at all, and I was just dealing with that a lot. And the good thing is with the way I play is I don't necessarily have to make shots to affect the game, but it's something I know I can do. And I think this summer has been a big. I've tweaked my jump shot a little bit to just be a little bit more concise and quicker. But yeah, just learning to go with the flows of shooting. You're always going to shoot it well, and just learning how to just have a level of confidence that will just be able to always make a shot is kind of something I've been trying to learn.
So I guess I'll wrap this up with kind of, let's leave it with a message to yourself. What it's, a year from now, you're hoping to be overseas in a country playing basketball. So what's a message that you have for yourself going into this season with that mindset of wanting to play overseas?
Yeah, I'd say the thing I really hope I can do next year, just throughout the season, is just play free. It's your last chance. Um, don't stop yourself from shooting a shot that you might not have taken last year because of your mind. Like play fully confident, play free. Is your literally your last chance. Give it your all to go get the NCAA tournament win. And if you can say you did that, you gave it your best and didn't kind of bring yourself down at all, that would be something that would make me very happy to just look back on.